What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
Hello, and welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're here ready to rock, and we're not a Friday night show, but instead we're a Thursday night show, at least for this week. Hope you all are doing well, and thank you for joining us as we have a rescheduled stream for tonight. And of course, I've got my good friends, Steven. We've got the Queen in the house, and of course, Coriander is here too.
Yeah.
And tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about the the most overrated horror movies ever. We're going to be compiling our list and also seeing what you guys have to say in the live chat. A blanket hello to everyone, just to catch up with you guys a little bit. Wow, we got a lot of folks here. That's awesome. We got Super Tenor. What's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hey.
We got Paula in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hey, Paula.
Brandon's in the house. What's up, Brandon?
All right.
All right.
Hi.
He said he started off already. Stop the mad. Come on, man. You see what he said? Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Jeff, what's up? Good to see you, Jeff. Hope you're having a good night too. We got Melissa. All right. Good to see you too. We also have Ben. What's up, Ben? Good to have you here with us, man. And boy, oh boy, this great. Yeah, yeah, yes. And Jeff saying I came in here tonight and I'm feeling low down, so I'm hoping being in here tonight will put a smile on my face. Well, Jeff, we hope that it puts a smile on your face as well.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Hope this makes you feel better. Absolutely. I think it will. We're going to have some fun tonight. And we got Jason. What's up, Jason? Good to see you in the house. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're feeling better, I should say. Good to have you here, though. Good to have you here. We got Neil in the house.
Hey.
Hey, look.
Neil.
Hey, you noticed that we got two people that went for the Kings. Went for the Kings tonight. Two movies. You know, Neil, I have. You know what, Neil? Actually, I'm going to say this, Neil. You never know. Hang on tight. I got a little surprise too. Ginger Ninja, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well.
Nice.
Yeah. Glad you made it here. Anthony is in the chat. And look, Ben as well. Ben also jumping in there saying,
Great.
Listen, we've had 3 people talk about Halloween, Scream, and Night of the Living Dead. We're starting off hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Starting off something.
Right.
We should probably also say all of this is just in good fun.
Oh, yeah.
That is right. That's
one of
right.
your favorites made our list with
That's
peace
right.
and love, all for fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is about as subjective as you could possibly get.
That's right.
You know, it's just our own opinions. You know, it's not written in stone or, you know.
Nope.
Yep.
Hey, our opinions could even change. I mean, opinions change all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So
it's
you
true.
never know, right? I mean, you rewatch a movie after 20 years,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? That wasn't so bad.
That's
And,
right.
and we've had that happen a few times. It's just awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I'm gonna say. Dawson's in the house. What's up, Dawson? We got Russell as well. Good to see Dominic's in the chat. We got Rachel in the chat. What's going on, Rachel? Good to see you too. All right.
Hey.
So
Yeah.
Rachel's ready to do some defense here tonight. That's awesome. I love it. You guys are too funny. Okay. So, and hey, we got Barb in the chat. What's up, Barb?
Hey, Barb.
Yay.
Hey, Barb. All
Good
right.
to see you. Hope you're doing
Yeah.
well. All
Yes.
right. Very, very cool. So look, guys, we're going to be talking about some of the horror films that we think are overrated. That's about as easy as I can put it. We're going to have our list here. You guys can continue to throw out your overrated horror movies, and we'll definitely take some time to check out as many of them as we can. We can't promise we'll get to everyone's, but we'll try to get to as many as we can. I think this could be a really fun discussion. And like Sarah said, this is just for fun. And yeah, that's about all we need to say.
Although I will
Okay.
add, Night, if I might,
Mhm.
if there is a Scream reference in the chat, there is a good chance we may not have time to get to it tonight, but don't take it personal. It's just lack of time.
Just a lack of time. I like
Lack of
that. You
time.
just a lack of time, man.
Just
That's all
math.
it is. It's just
Exactly.
math.
And
That's right.
Night, you know about math, brother. Tell
That's
us,
right.
man. 2 plus
'Cause
2.
2 plus 2 always equals 4.
Always.
What?
Always.
That's
Come on
That's
now.
right. That's
Oh,
right. We do
yeah.
math here too at the Night Watch Zone. We do a lot of stuff. Okay. So let's start this off, Steven. You're actually going to be first, and then we'll go
Whoa.
to Sarah, and then we'll go to Coriander and
Mhm.
see what you guys come up with. So, Steven, what is the first film that you want to put out here as overrated? I can't wait to
Well,
hear it.
let me clarify. I don't really want to put this movie out there because
Okay.
the shrapnel from the sky is gonna fall. So
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna have to. I gotta grab an umbrella or something because. But you know what? I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off. Literally, go for it. First one of the night. Get ready, folks. You're not gonna like me, but I'm going down. And again, this is in no particular order. I was want to say,
Mhm.
right, for these movies. But I feel one of the most overrated horror movies of all time is oh gosh. I know what you did last summer.
All right.
I'm sorry guys. I know so many people
Ooh.
love this movie and I respect it. And I actually don't hate the movie. I just think that it was after Scream. This was Kevin Williamson's next film.
Mhm.
And I remember for me, the hype that I felt, the expectations I had, were so through the roof because of Scream. And
Mhm.
I went to the theater and I guess I was expecting Scream 2.0 is what I was expecting. And that probably obviously wasn't fair.
Mhm.
But I can't help it, guys. I've never gotten over that moment. And every time I've watched, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Again, I don't hate it. Like it's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
But it's not. It just to me is so overly hyped for what it delivers. Even today, I have to put it on my list. So sorry, guys,
Okay.
but I got to throw it out there.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey, sometimes that happens. Now, let me do this for the fun of it. For you ladies, do you guys have, that just didn't sound right, but do y'all have an opinion on I Know What You Did Last Summer? Do you feel it's overrated or do you feel neutral about it? Or what do you guys think?
Yeah, I feel neutral on it. I understand people thinking it's overrated
Mhm.
because it does it has like this cult following that's like very
Yeah.
vocal about their love for it and like
Mhm.
happy for them. I think it's
Mhm.
like appropriately rated for what it is, but I can understand Steven's point of view. I was a little
Mhm.
shocked, but I'm not like hurt. You know,
Oh, good.
I'm in that
Yeah.
neutral zone.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
relieved.
God, I hope I don't make a couple people cry. No.
I got a bad feeling, man. I'm just gonna say, and based upon one of our other episodes, well, I'll get to when I throw my pick out there. But anyways, Coriander, what about you? What do you, I mean? Because obviously we've covered that on this channel,
Um,
for Slasher Movie Club. But what do you think of I Know What You Did Last Summer?
I mean, you know, it's a pretty good slasher. And you know, everything Sarah said is, you know, yeah, you know, it's got its following and blah blah. And I mean, I could pretty much do with those, you know, without those movies now. You know, it's
Okay.
almost like I'm over. Not that I was ever in like the hype of it, but I mean, yeah, it's just one of those movies that I'm okay if it just slips away and it slips away.
All right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that now don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it. I suppose I guess I'm kind of neutral. I mean, maybe I'm leaning to it being a little overrated, just a smidge. I think it really does have its own like little section of following, and it almost seems
Mhm.
like a lot of the people that love it, um, they're kind not anti like urban legend or anti scream or whatever, but it really seems like they are like stuck to it. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
really love it, and I liked it. I don't
Mhm.
I didn't love it. I liked it for what it was. It did have a really great chase scene. I will say that.
Yeah.
A very good chase scene, and some good moments. So interesting pick. And it's funny because I had forgotten about that, Steven, because I've always
Mhm.
known that you weren't big on it, and
Right.
I didn't even think you were gonna say that. So that's great, man. That's great. Um, uh, and you guys in the chat, let us know what you think about I Know What You Did Last Summer. Jeff saying, it's a good movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a little overrated, still very fun film. Okay. All right. And hey, we got a channel member anniversary for Gina.
Yay.
Hey.
Hey, Gina.
Very cool. Very cool. 9 months. 9 months as a channel member. Thank you so much, Gina. We really appreciate that. We appreciate you, of course. And she's saying, love you guys. You love this community. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Gina. We really
Yeah, what we
appreciate
want to.
you're always hanging out and being a big part of
Mhm.
the discussions here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Lathan's in the chat. He's naming a bunch: Halloween, Dawn of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw. Well, the Dawn of the Dead remake,
Mm.
Chainsaw remake, The Conjuring, and The Thing.
Oh.
Wow!
Oh, wow.
Wow!
Wow.
Wow! All right, that is something. Naming them all off. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Well, he said. He said, I Know What You Did Last Summer is my childhood. Okay, so that's funny. So he doesn't agree with that. Okay. All right. Melissa saying, I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I still Know What You Did Last Summer better with Brandy in it. Okay. All right.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, man.
He
That was
makes the movie. Yeah.
He really does.
Yep. Ginger Ninja saying it was okay at the time, but it was no Scream.
It was no Scream. Absolutely.
There you
Well
go.
said. Yep.
Yes. And Kenny's in the chat. What's up, Kenny? Saying the It remake is overrated. Okay. Wow. Now, do you mean both parts? Because there's chapter 1 and chapter 2. Let us know, Kenny. Interesting. Rachel saying that she agrees. All right. Okay. Let's see. Barb is saying, Sarah, I love the Hollywood red lipstick girl. There you go.
Thanks, Barb.
That's awesome. And we got Super Tenor coming in with a super chat. We got our first super chat tonight, guys.
All
Awesome.
right.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Super Tenor. We appreciate that. Saying Midsommar is overhyped and is not as good as The Wicker Man. Okay. I'm
The
assuming you
Wicker
mean
Man
The Wicker
is
Man from the 70s,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, man. It'll be no.
Wow.
I'm just joking.
You don't want
Okay.
Nicolas Cage in your Wicker?
I was just about to say.
No.
Not the bees.
That's
The
right.
bears.
Oh my God. All right. Well,
Oh man.
Super Tater, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. And let's do a quick clip for you. Sometimes you just feel like you're just floating on down a river, and this is how it might sound.
Heavy.
There we go. All right. Very cool. All right. Jeff, you all right, Coriander?
Yeah, but that's a good one.
Okay.
Oh,
Jeff saying, I think I Know What You Did Last Summer is better than Urban Legend if I had to pick between the two. Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
see, I think I like Urban Legend better.
I'm definitely Urban Legend. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it just edges it out, but they're pretty equal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I do, for Urban Legend, and Dominic was saying the same thing. He's going with Urban Legend. I think the thing that was really cool about Urban Legend was that they were tapping into the urban legends, and that was
Yeah.
at least for me when I first saw it, and even still to this day, I was just so fascinated by those types of things.
Mhm.
And I
Yep.
think that the kill scenes were really well crafted. There was the whole mystery that was going on. Like with I Know What You Did Last Summer, it was cool, but it didn't have really that mystery aspect.
No.
And I really love that in my movies of that ilk, and Urban Legend had that, in spades. It really did.
It did. It was a genuine whodunit. I mean, you had red
Mhm.
herrings, you had suspects, you had misdirection, all kinds of stuff going on.
Mhm.
So yeah, that edges it out for me too. Honestly, those factors.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, we got Mellow Mutant in the chat too, saying, "Hey, Night, Coriander, Sarah, and Steven. What's going
Hey.
on?
Hello.
Good to see you. All right. We got Estee in the chat. What's up? Saying The Shining is overrated. Ooh.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
I
Yeah.
Well,
just watched that this week.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I just rewatched that
Oh yeah.
this week. Like literally a couple, like maybe I think it was Sunday night or Monday. I don't remember, one of the two.
Really?
I hadn't seen it since I was a kid when it
Oh,
terrified me.
wow.
And do you know, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Nice.
I actually want to watch it again now. It was
Wow.
Oh,
great.
cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. All right.
Nicholson was off the chain, bro. Performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've talked about it way too much. I won't start ranting, but that's really cool. Sarah, what do you think of The Shining? Is it overrated, or do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it, or what's your thoughts?
I enjoy it. It's not some sorry, it's not something that I watch often or like care to rewatch a lot, but I think like it's appropriately rated. And actually, I used to really not like Doctor Sleep, but then we watched it on your channel, so I rewatched The Shining in anticipation of it. And as like a package deal, it made me like appreciate The Shining more and like Doctor Sleep more. So
Well, that's
I do like them
awesome.
together.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I was so glad because when we were doing those Stephen King watch-alongs, first of all, that was a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of good moments, but it was cool, because some of those movies, a lot of people hadn't had a lot of exposure to, you know what I mean, like Doctor Sleep or some of the older ones like Cujo and stuff like that. So, yeah, I love The Shining. I do think it's appropriately thought of as a classic and one of the better horror films out there. It just has so many great elements. But also, just to say, on Tuesday night we have a really, really big Battle World episode, and for you guys that are not fans of The Shining, you might want to check it out because we're having legend versus legend. We're going to have The Shining versus The Exorcist. So
What?
that should be interesting. Did you just say what?
I was like, say what?
Okay, all right. So join us on Tuesday night for that one. All right, let's get back to our list. This is really fun already. Okay, so Sarah, what is the first movie you're going to throw out as your overrated pick?
I feel like this is the least hot take of my list, or ho take on this channel. Um, and kind of like what Steven said, I was like, this is not a bad movie, but like the hype for this was insane. People are talking about this movie like it is a masterpiece, that it is the most unique piece of cinema to come out in like a hot minute. I thought it was like fine, and that's Talk to Me.
Ooh.
Like,
I haven't seen it.
It's like, it honestly, Steven, for me, it's just very standard procedure, honestly kind of forgettable. I like forget it came out until somebody like brings it up. But
Okay.
people really, really love it. And it just didn't hit for me. Like it just was another movie. Like I saw it because it was out. But like again, it's not bad, like at all. Like it's aesthetically it's nice. It's like a cool story. Like it was acted well. It just people were really hammering home how much I was gonna like be blown away by this movie, and like it was fine.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
I've heard a couple people say that too. It's funny for me, like, and we just live in that type of a world where you have people that'll have the hype for or against certain movies. And to me, one thing I try to remember, and it's so hard to remember it, is, a lot of that can be based upon their experiences. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if they've seen a couple of movies that, weren't great, or that they had bad experiences with, and then they see a movie that's okay, all of a sudden they may be thinking, wow, oh my gosh, finally we got a great movie, and the other side of that could be true too. What did you think of it, Coriander? Because we saw it, Talk to Me. What were your thoughts on it? Is it overrated, or what do you think?
Which one is that one?
That's the one with
Her hand.
That's the one with the hand.
And they touch the hand, and
Okay.
And the lead character, she was trying to get in touch with her mother who had passed away, and they were at a party, and you would
I
hold
guess
the
it
hand.
was all right. Yeah, I kind of remember that now.
Right, it's
so I can vaguely. It is.
Okay, so
there you go.
So she doesn't really remember it, but
I don't. I do, and I don't.
Well, when we left the theater, you said you really liked it. Now, I don't know if that
Did
was
I?
just because
Okay.
of the theater experience. And one thing I was going to say, Sarah, because I had actually been thinking about this. If we do a watch party for it, would you join us for it?
Yeah.
Just to see what your thoughts are as you're watching it, because I think that would be really interesting hearing your commentary on it.
Yeah, and actually, weirdly enough, I'm excited for the next one because they've said it's a prequel that, Steven, I won't like spoil it for you because you haven't seen it, but it's like a prequel of the people that were involved in the opening scene.
Yeah.
And that opening scene is my favorite part of the whole movie. So I'm actually, I think, more excited for the second one than I was for the first one.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's cool. Very, very cool.
I do actually, and you guys know how I feel about like possession type movies in general, but I have to say, after watching The Conjuring, and then we watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose together, and then I've been told by a bunch of people that this Talk to Me is not a traditional kind of religious exorcism kind of show. So I'm actually open to watching it. But I would never watch it on my own. There's no way. It would be a watch party.
Like it is different, like for sure. Like it is a unique take on it. But people were saying that it was like this genius thing that's never been done before, and that's just not true.
Wow.
Who
was saying that? That's crazy.
Like that's the hype that I was just like hearing, like when it first came out, like Twitter was like blown up, being like, this is a masterpiece. And like,
I mean,
props to like Raka Raka, like so proud of them. Like I don't want to take anything away from that. It's just it again was a victim to just the overhype.
Hmm. Well, I think too
Sorry.
is that, and again, we all, deal with online and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that sometimes it really can, it can shape how we go into a film, which can be a good thing sometimes, and maybe not. But I don't think it was anything. It wasn't groundbreaking. I think what people might have. Well, I know some of the people I had heard that were saying stuff similar to that. They were just talking about it felt fresh and it was probably because of Raka Raka. They have a certain style, they have a certain
Yeah.
energy, and that was evident. It's evident on their channel for sure. And I think a lot of that was evident in the movie. And I think also because of the setting and they just had a different type of vibe than just your regular American teenagers in New York City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what really appealed, at least to me. That's what appealed to me as far as saying, "Oh, this felt pretty cool." It was a little bit different, but it wasn't any new
Mm.
ground. It was just it was like a different car driving on the same highway. If I could use an analogy.
You know what
But
possession
yeah.
movie, Steven, I think you would find interesting is the one that we watched Night with the Dude in the Prison. What was that one called?
Oh, Nefarious.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sorry, but I
Okay.
kind of really enjoyed that movie, and I know some people haven't, but
Yeah.
I'm one that enjoyed it, and I think you, because that's not, you don't see anything really bad, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Do you think I'm wrong about that one tonight?
No, I think he might enjoy it. It's more of a it's definitely psychological. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like
And
that.
there's a lot of dialogue. Like I had to give credit
Okay.
to especially the main actors. I mean, to remember all their lines, man,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that would be one that you'd be okay with for sure, Steven. I think so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that'll be a Friday matinee sometime.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Absolutely.
JT recommended it,
Yeah, he
so
did.
yeah, I bet he'd
Ah.
watch it again.
Oh, he would, yeah. Because he actually messaged me out of the blue and said, "Hey, have you seen this movie? You got to see it." I'm like, "Oh, what?" And so I just blind watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
So
picked Conjuring 2 for next week,
yeah,
so maybe he'll continue with that theme.
maybe.
Yeah.
I know
Well, if
it's
he
kind of
doesn't,
interesting.
I'll
Yeah.
pick it if he doesn't, because I'd watch
Okay.
it again. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm
All
down.
right,
Yeah.
cool, awesome. And real quick too in the chat, we got this is my design. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And he's going with the black phone, saying it's super
Mm.
overrated, in my
Wow.
opinion. All
That
right.
breaks my heart a little. I love that movie
Oh.
so much.
Now, what are the elements about it that you enjoy the most, Sarah? Why do you think it's not overrated?
I actually think it's underrated. Like where I
Okay.
am, nobody talks about it. I hear like
Mm.
zero online chatter. Like I feel like
Mm.
it came out and was like forgotten immediately. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it was so
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I love the style, like that whole era, their
Yeah.
clothes, like the
Mm.
lighting. It looks like it's filmed in that time. It's got
Mm-hmm.
that like sinister vibe also, and I also
It
loved that
does.
movie.
Yep.
Cast is great. I like that we focused on just like a handful of people. I like
Mhm.
I like that it's just supernatural enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a puzzle like movie, right? I like trying to figure out what's happening. So at the end, when everything that happened comes back around full circle and like you
Yes.
get the conclusion of the movie, I think it's great. The cast is perfect. The little sister is like my favorite character.
Yeah, she was great.
Like
She
Yeah.
was
I
great.
actually like care about these people.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Mhm.
just I don't know. It just like hit for me. And I know that a lot of people found it like kind of boring, but I like a slow burn. Like it kind of reminded me of Frailty, which is one of my favorite movies. It just
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those movies where it just like it struck right for me personally, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't need a sequel. That's a whole other conversation. But
Right.
I really liked it.
Well, Scott Derrickson, who directed it, I like his style. He really gets into characters, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it is a slow burn type of style. So that's a good point that you made by actually saying that, Sarah, because I think some people are cool with slow burns,
Yep.
some aren't, and then of course there's some in
Mhm.
the middle. And
Mhm.
I think that also can make or break a film, you know, because something
Yep.
like for instance, something like The Shining, you know, I think that it definitely is not high paced, you know, fast
No.
paced.
No.
And it really just you get absorbed into it. So that definitely could
Yeah.
make someone's thoughts on it be a little bit different, you know, movies like that.
True.
And it's interesting. It's interesting because with some films I've seen that are slow burns, they definitely don't need to be slow burns. And then there are other films where I couldn't see them done any other way, you know. But that's the
Mhm.
beauty of horror movies and movies in general, is that you can have so many different flavors and so many different types of movies that you do like. So,
Yeah, I just feel like we're so inundated with over the top gore right now that like we
mhm.
don't get stories anymore. And like I
Right.
liked the story in The Black Phone. Like, was it the
Yeah.
scariest movie ever? No, but like it wasn't supposed to be.
Hmm.
So I feel like if you're going into this thinking like, oh, I want to be scared, like you're not gonna like it. There's like
Yeah.
2 jump scares. One is in the trailer. Like
Right.
it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a horror. I just like went in to
Mhm.
see it, and it's more of just like a psychological thriller. And I don't know. Those are my favorite kind of movies. So I am biased that way.
Yeah. Well, you know
Mhm.
who else is biased? Our good friend Ginger Ninja, saying that Talk to Me won 8 out of 11 Aussie awards in one night. Definitely not overrated, but I'm biased.
I'm
He says
happy for
Slacko.
you.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
That's
right.
right.
You and all of Australia.
That's right. Barb
Uh-huh.
saying, much like night slashes are my thing, so possession movies don't move the needle for me. That
Yeah.
being said, I recommend Suitable Flesh on Shudder with Heather Graham and Barbara Crampton. Yeah, that is a good one. It is. It really,
Hmm.
really is. And Jeff was saying, I've never heard of this movie. Talk to Me. Is that something you can find on Netflix? I don't know if it's on Netflix,
I
but
don't
it
know.
is.
I'm
It
not
is
sure.
streamable. I know it's on Vudu.
Yeah.
It's probably on Prime. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's streamable. I would definitely say check it out and see what you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's go. And Russell was also saying he liked Nefarious. All right. Very cool.
Okay.
All right. And by the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support the stream, and we'd appreciate it. And welcome to all you guys jumping in. MMA is in here. A couple of the people jumping in, DJ. So welcome to the live chat and welcome to the stream. We're happy that you guys are here. The Wild Guys, what's going up? Good to see you. Saying hey, NWZ. We got Backtrack Cinema. What's up, man? Good to see you, Jason. He says you're all gonna hate me, but I think X is overrated. It's good, but was very overhyped for me. All right. All right. So Coriander, let's go with your choice for one of your overrated films. Horror movies, I should say.
Okay. So this one I heard from you and your brother, and you guys are
Oh,
like,
wow. I like
this
the way she says that. You and your
you guys think this is
brother.
like a
Yeah.
great movie, and I think this is like, what the fuck?
Oh
No,
man.
it
Wow.
is. It's The Grudge.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay, The
I'm
Grudge. All right.
sorry. It is not an iota. You know, this is not scary. Okay, it is not
Okay.
scary. Every
So,
time I saw, the little ghost child, I'm sorry, but
mhm. Yeah.
exactly, it made me laugh. The
Right.
kid didn't scare me, it made me laugh, and
Yeah.
I just think that movie's a joke, and so there you go.
All right. Okay.
I love it.
There we are. Um,
Mhm.
what did you guys think of The Grudge? Do you guys have any opinion, or are you neutral, or what
I'm
do you
neutral
guys
on The
think?
Grudge. I saw it. I think it came out when I was in junior high. Like I was younger, and like
Hmm.
the whole theater was like screaming. So it was like a scary, like fun experience. But like I never
Mhm.
rewatched that. I never.
No.
Yeah, I'm neutral.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was so overhyped. I have to agree with Coriander on this one. I think I remember the trailers and people are just like, "Oh my gosh, it's so scary. It's gonna freak you out." And I mean, it
Mhm.
it just I mean, it didn't. I saw it one time, only once, never
Mhm.
rewatched it. So,
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
never gonna watch it
All right.
again. Yeah.
Okay.
no desire.
All right.
Nah, no.
And we got Super Tenor saying The
Ooh,
Strangers is overrated, not scary to me.
Ooh, I
wow.
love The Strangers.
All right. We also have Lathan. Lathan's probably thrown out 10 movies already. Megan was super overrated. It really just copied Child's Play 2019, which did a better job. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
There we are.
That's a
All
whole nother
right.
discussion.
It could be. It
Could be
really
its
could
own
be.
stream.
Yeah.
Hey, Denisha.
And Denise is in the chat, and she's got a channel member anniversary, guys. 15 months. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Woo.
Thank you so much, Denisha. We
Yes.
appreciate you so much. Saying, hey, Night and Coriander, my sister, 15 months. Best time in life.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. And then saying hi to Steven and Sarah, my sister.
Hey,
Hey,
Denisha.
Denisha.
We appreciate
Yeah,
you. Seriously. Thank you so much for
definitely.
all the support. Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, let me start off. Well, I'm gonna start with probably my easier pick. And we had a stream not too long ago, and I did talk about this movie. And listen. I've watched a lot of movies over the years since I was, I've been a horror fan since I was like 7 years old. So I've seen a lot of movies over the years,
Yep.
and I have rarely, and I've seen bad movies too.
Mhm.
I've rarely had a movie, put it on, and couldn't finish it. Couldn't finish it.
Oh, I know what it is.
You do
Yeah.
know what it
I
is.
do.
And I'm just saying, man, I've heard, and listen, here's the worst part. And Steven, you know where I'm going with this. One of our good friends,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I will say a brother,
That's right.
like,
Yes.
Loves it.
Loves it.
loves it. And so when he said that, I was like, I trust this guy. I love
Exactly.
this guy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it. So I tell Coriander, I say, hey, look, because we watch movies all the time. So I tell her, I say, hey, let's watch this
Yeah.
movie.
Hey.
I tell her what the movie is. She didn't know what it was, so she's just going in blind too. And bro,
Mm.
anyways, let
Are
me
you
just tell you what
talking
it
about
is.
the one that
Yeah, I am.
uh,
I'm talking about Skinamarink.
oh God.
And it has so much hype, bro. Like I've seen horror awards,
Mhm.
shows and so forth have that as part of their, best original, film or whatever. I've seen that in a couple of places. I've seen different publications talk highly about it. Now listen, let me be clear, and you guys in the chat, let us know what you think. Let me be clear. We did not finish the movie. We only got maybe like 15 minutes in.
No way. I don't even think that long.
Well, however long it was, it
Wow.
wasn't very long, but nothing was happening, bro.
Oh.
Nothing.
Like I want to stare in the corner of a room at the ceiling for
You know what?
3-4 minutes.
Here's the worst part about it. What though? It wasn't even the corner of the room. It was like it was like a weird angle in the room. Like it wasn't even like the true corner. You know how you could like look in the corner and like
Mhm.
appreciate it for being a corner. Like this was horrible. Now,
Oh.
listen, maybe one day for the fun of it, like as a fun
Oh,
watch along
no.
or whatever,
No.
maybe for the fun of it.
Nope.
Well,
I won't be there.
I'm just
I'm just
saying,
saying.
just to see. But I'm telling you, man, whoo,
Wow.
oof, yeah, it's rough. So, anyways, that's mine. Skinamarink. Did you guys, Sarah and Steven, have you guys seen it or not? I can't remember.
I couldn't finish it. I really didn't like it.
So my initially when our good brother was going
Yes,
on and
bless
on
him.
about it, I'm like, well, maybe I should watch this movie. And then I hear from Knight's experience, and I'm like, you know what? I respect my brother over here, but my brother over here, we're more in line. Let's just say,
Just a tale of two brothers. A
tale
house
of two
divided.
brothers, very divided, Cain and Abel. But and then all of a sudden, like Sarah, tons of other people who circles that I'm connected with were all like, dude, this movie's complete garbage. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. I was like, you know what? If I watch this thing, it's on me because everyone's warning me. And so you know what? I listen to good advice from people I trust.
Yeah.
So I'm not watching it. I'm not going to do it.
Oh man. Oh
That's
man.
smart. I
Okay.
wouldn't even do a watch party, man. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't do
Knight
it.
can do it
It was
all by himself.
it was rough, man. It was so rough. And you know what the worst part about it is? I so wish I could have recorded it because telling you guys gives it no justice whatsoever. But we're
Mhm.
watching it right now. I'm the one that chooses this movie, and we take turns choosing movies. And I don't know. I always feel like if I'm choosing a movie that we're going to take the time to watch, I hope that it's something that's enjoyable, for
Mhm.
Coriander, right? And so as we're into it, 5 minutes in, and nothing is happening, I start to get this feeling wash over me, kind of like, how long are we gonna try to get going on this? You know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
after a few more minutes, I could just see the look on her face, and I'm like, she's gonna call this. She's gonna call this. And I kept thinking to myself, should I call it first? So I can, kind of cleanse my conscience. And
Oh gosh.
I just tried to push through, man, because I kept thinking of our good friend, and and I also had another good
Mhm.
friend, good YouTuber. I trust his viewpoints.
Yeah.
Not that we always agree on everything, but you know what I'm saying. I'm thinking
Yep.
something's got to happen, and it just wasn't. And then all of a sudden, Coriander was like, "Okay, that's enough of this shit. We gotta turn this off." And I was like, "You're right. You're right."
Oh, man.
Yeah, if you
Oh
don't like
man,
somebody, that is a way to torture them right
it
there.
is. It
Tape
is,
them to the
man.
chair and make them watch this shitty movie.
Lathan saying, "Y'all killing my childhood tonight. I know what you did last summer. And now The Grudge." Oh, yep, they're both on that list.
Mm.
Sorry, man.
Yes, yes, yes. Barb's making a good point too. I kind of judge my favorites by my willingness to rewatch. It's a factor for me. Yeah, rewatchability is a really important thing. I think
Yep.
so.
It is for
Yeah,
me too. Yeah.
yep, yep. Russell saying that he loves Malignant. Cool
Oh,
effects. Yeah,
heck yeah. Favorite
yeah.
horror movie of 2021?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
Mm-hmm.
his 21. Whatever year it came out, that's my favorite of the year. It's amazing. It's
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Yeah, yeah. It is a good one. Rachel, she's in capital letters. Yes, night. Oh my god, I found Skinamarink so unwatchable. I could not stand that film. Wow, Rachel's not holding back.
And Dominic
That's awesome.
says, "What's Skinamarink even about?" And I'm like, my friend, I couldn't even tell you.
Right? That's the thing,
Empty
The
man.
space.
bottom
It's
third.
about
It's a little
empty
boy having a
space.
nightmare, and it's the bottom third of his house. Like, you just gotta watch it yourself.
Jeez,
Wow.
man.
Carpet and corners, parts
Carpet
of
and
ceilings.
corners.
In corners.
Did you watch the whole thing, Sarah? You
I
couldn't finish it, right?
I couldn't finish it,
Okay.
but then I watched a YouTube video on like the ending explained,
Oh,
just to
there
see
you
if like
go.
I was a crazy person who didn't understand something. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Let me ask you
Wow.
this. Should I watch that just to see? Because I'm not gonna lie. I can't.
Dude.
It's hard. No. I'm just talking about the ending explained, because I keep thinking to myself, how could
Mm.
a couple of my buddies love it so much? There had to have been some
Yeah.
huge payoff.
Right.
There had to have been,
There's
right?
no payoff at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I find
Wow.
the people that I saw online really liking it were the people who
Mhm.
are super open to like experimental
Oh no,
horror.
artsy. Oh,
Like, yeah,
Mm.
and that's just not my
Mm-mm.
vibe, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
Nope. Nope.
it is somebody's, so I'm happy for
Mm.
you, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
For sure.
All right. All right. Brandon said, I give Skinamarink 2 stars. Say, I did not hate the film. I've seen worse
Wow.
movies. Watching it with a group of friends beats watching it alone. Now, I can believe that. I can
Yeah, I
definitely
bet.
believe that. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
Mm.
That's right. Coriander did step in and say, nope. That's right. I was trying to push it for a few more minutes, and she just like, nope, we're done. We're done. We
Maybe
are
if I'm
done,
like
bro.
super drunk, maybe I could do it.
That'd be too
It'll-
disorienting for me.
Yeah.
right?
It
Or
might make
maybe
you
give me
sick.
some mushrooms and I'll trip out and
Oh
there we
wow.
go.
Wow.
No, no,
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just joking. Back in my younger days, you know.
There you go.
Wow. You know what that makes me say, Coriander? This is what it
Oh,
makes me say.
It can't be happening again. It can't be happening again.
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
Perfect.
oh
Perfect.
no.
Now listen to this. This is a really cool one. So you guys in the chat, let's talk about this for a second, if you'd like to. Now Barb is saying, I don't do the experimental horror for the
Mhm.
most part, and I definitely understand that. And she says, I've heard Suspiria is kind of a weird one too. Now let me just ask, and Coriander, I'll let you go last because you've probably seen it the most on this panel. Steven or Sarah, have you guys seen Suspiria?
I've not seen the original or the remake.
Okay, Dario Argento. Okay, how about you,
Yep.
Sarah?
I have only seen the remake,
Oh, okay.
and I unfortunately saw it in theaters,
Hmm.
and I don't like walking out of movies because I don't like wasting money, but I
Hmm.
almost left. I really did not like it. But
Wow.
Barb, I am in the same boat. I just like the experimental, like avant-garde, like that kind of thought-provoking horror.
Hmm.
It's just never like hit with me. It's just
Hmm.
not my favorite like
Yeah.
subgenre.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Very interesting. Now, the remake to me, well, actually, Coriander, let me jump to you because the remake to me is a lot different than the OG from
Oh
Dario
yeah, I
Argento.
didn't even I like the original and I did
Mhm.
not like the remake at all.
Okay. Good to
Mhm.
At
know.
all. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that the original is weird or too weird or it's okay or what do you think?
Um, I mean it's with witches. It's about witches.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I when you get into those, foreign horror,
Right.
yeah, you get stories that don't make sense. You don't know what's
Mhm.
going on, but the visuals, the music, it makes the movie like
Mhm.
I don't know, really good. Certain movies
Yeah.
are like Tenebrae. Like even
Mhm.
this, like with the
Mhm.
color. I like Suspiria, okay?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
music is creepy. There's one part that's like nah 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 nah, and it's just
Mhm.
like I enjoyed Suspiria.
Yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
mean, to each his own though. Some people might not like foreign horror and
Right.
a story that doesn't make sense or whatnot. But out of this, you can kind of make out what's going on. This you can
Mhm.
understand. It's not difficult like some of them are. So go ahead.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fair.
I think with Italian horror, when you talk about Argento, you talk about Fulci, especially Fulci, I think those movies aren't necessarily about logic or at least linear logic. You know what I'm saying? As far as how the story is crafted, it is about the atmosphere and the feeling and the mood and like the journey it takes you on in that sense. As weird as that sounds, and hopefully I'm wording it right, but in an odd way, it still makes sense. At least the best of them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the Argento films, I think even though they don't follow a straight line of logic, they still make sense, kind of like what Coriander was
Mhm.
saying. But you do have
And the
to
angles with like
open
the
your mind to it.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the colors that are presented to you is ways that are like, oh wow, this is like
Yeah.
a cool shot,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean it's like a different experience,
Yeah.
so you should just give it a try. All you
Yeah.
can do is try, and if you don't like it, turn it off.
Yeah.
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 Neil saying Dario Argento's Suspiria is one of the best horror films ever made, but all Italian horror is weird. Yeah, very well said. Very well said.
Mhm.
And I agree. It is very good. It is very good. No doubt about that. Now, real quick, as we get ready to move on again into our next round, I got a message from our good friend JT from
All
Sinister
right.
Artworks, who
Hey.
unfortunately couldn't be with us here tonight because he is at work. He's doing the work thing. He's adulting, which I give him super credit for. Hopefully, he'll be with us tomorrow on Steven's channel for our Friday matinee, which should be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
But he wanted to give me one of his movies or one of his picks, and I'm gonna just put it out here. He says, I'll just tell you my number one overrated movie.
Mm.
Let me just pull up our list here. And he says that movie is Terrifier.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Yes.
He says,
I
Hey.
wanted to put that on my list so bad, but we only had 3.
he
Thank you,
said,
JT, wherever you are.
yeah, he said
Mhm.
no character development, no story. Seemed like it's more degraded to women than Disney, which is rare. JT, good lord. He said I heard a lot of hype for this movie. When I watched it, like, yeah, this is just gore, completely over it. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So he's got Terrifier on there. What are your, and Steven, and we know that that's definitely not
Yeah.
in your wheelhouse, which is
True.
absolutely fine. No problem with that at all.
Yeah.
Coriander, what did you think of Terrifier?
Well, you're talking to a chick who likes gore.
Right.
I didn't mind Terrifier.
Mhm.
The story wasn't bad, and yeah, I mean, I didn't mind. So,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Sarah, how about you?
I don't like either of them, 1 or 2.
Okay.
The
All
the
right.
older I get, the less I can stomach gore anymore.
Yeah.
I really like a good story with characters I can follow. And this was just
Mhm.
I don't know, it felt like gore for gore's sake, which just isn't my vibe.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree. It definitely is all about the gore, leaning into the gore. No doubt about that whatsoever. So that's JT's pick, or his number one pick, I should say. And JT, if you're out there listening or if you're checking on replay, we miss you, man. And hope you're having a good night at work.
That's right.
And Barb saying, I hope you guys do a best of 70s horror sometime. I love the 80s, but wouldn't mind diving into some from the decade before it. I just need a little guidance on where to begin. Well, Barb, I'm going to tell you what. Barb has been championing our 80s decade, year by year. We're still in the heart of the 80s, but I wouldn't put it past us to do some 70s stuff because we do enjoy quite a few films from the 70s, so stay tuned. But thank you so much, Barb. We appreciate. She's always, checking in. And when you guys gonna release the next one? And when we released 83, she would message me
Mm.
almost every week, every other week or so, like, just letting you know I'm still looking out for it. I was like, okay, that's awesome though. Very cool. We appreciate you, Barb. All right. So far, for anyone that might be listening to us instead of watching, like if you're at work or busy or whatever, so far on the overrated horror list, we've got I Know What You Did Last Summer, Talk to Me, The Grudge, Skinamarink, and Terrifier. So, Steven, let's go to your next pick for this list. What do you got, man?
Okay, since I dropped what was, I think, kind of maybe a slight bombshell for some anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do one that I think is I have another bombshell that I'll save for last. So I think I just
Okay.
pace it out. So the next one is a movie I feel is even now overhyped or overrated. And
Mhm.
I remember hearing about it for a while, but I never watched it. And all I heard was it's the scariest movie ever made. Like it's the scariest ghost story that you'll ever see in your life. I mean, all that kind of hyperbole. And
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, that's it was like the hype was starting to make me nervous to want to even watch this movie. Like, I don't think I want to see this. Well, it just so happens that um I watched it in a watch party on a members only watch party. One of my members, Eric the Mayor, the Bearded Entertainment,
Mhm.
was his choice, and the random wheel landed on this. And
Mhm.
if it hadn't been for that, I still wouldn't have seen it to this day. We watched the movie, and it's called Lake Mungo,
Ooh.
Oh.
2008. Lake Mungo. And we watched this, and I was anticipating complete terror. I was like,
Mm.
I'm gonna, is this, and again, I gotta tell you, I was for the expectation level to what
Mhm.
was delivered. There was a Grand Canyon wide gap, in my opinion.
Wow. That's on my list to watch because I've heard some good things about it too.
Oh yeah, there's like if you go look up Lake Mungo on Google or anywhere else,
Mhm.
9 out of every 10 article you're gonna read most likely is all about how incredibly scary this is. It's like,
Mhm.
groundbreaking ghost story kind of
Wow.
thing. And I'm telling you, we watched it, and I think the consensus among the most of the group was this really wasn't that scary.
Wow. Okay.
And honestly, there was a couple of little creepy moments. I'll give it that. But
Mhm.
outside of that, honestly, it wasn't as scary at all to me. I kept
Mm.
waiting for it. I'm like, when's it going to amp up? When's
Mhm.
it coming? It never showed up.
Wow.
Hmm.
All right.
I think the ghost got the wrong address or something because they didn't show. So
Wow.
that's my opinion. Lake Mungo overrated. Remember, we're talking about overrated.
Yeah.
I think it's way overrated, guys.
Did you enjoy it at all or
I enjoyed for what it was. I would say it was okay.
okay.
I wouldn't call it great even. I would say it was
Okay.
okay.
Would you watch it again?
I would watch it only in a group watch party event. I would
Mhm.
consider coming because I didn't hate it, kind of, one of those kind of things. But would I watch it again on my own, or would I like have a friend over just to say, "Hey, I
Mhm.
want to show you this movie"? No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Not at all.
Wow. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Interesting. Sarah, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I
Okay.
couldn't remember if you were there, Sarah, for that. It was a
No, I
long.
couldn't make
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know. Now I'm wondering if I should watch it.
Well,
it is
I'm
on my
gonna
list.
pass.
We almost watched it. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or so, Corey, and I don't know if you remember it, but it was
Nope.
a movie. We were right on the brink of watching it
hmm
because we were trying to pick a movie. Excuse me. I think we were trying to pick a movie that we could watch with our youngest one, and but we didn't. I can't remember why, but we didn't. But anyways, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. Interesting.
hmm
Cool. Well, you know what else is interesting? We've got MMA coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you
Yay.
so much. We
Nice.
appreciate that. Saying, if I'm being honest, Hereditary didn't do much for me. It was a decent film, but I was expecting so much more from the hype.
hmm
What do y'all think? I loved Hereditary personally. It was put it this way, it had a lot of moments that I thought were genuinely well done. And I think Toni Collette's performance was unbelievable. I mean, like I truly, at watching that film, and I've seen it several times, I really felt her character. Like when she was acting, it just felt so genuine and so visceral. So that's my thoughts on it. How about you, Coriander?
Um, well, I don't mind Hereditary either. the shocking scene was really like, wow, that I was not expecting. And the first time I watched it was like, holy, did I just see what I thought I saw? It was like,
Right.
yeah, it was. And yeah, I mean, there was some pretty, and there was another, shocking moment too, not as bad, but I mean, I didn't mind it, honestly. So
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. How about you guys? Sarah, have you seen it?
Maybe Steven can go first because Hereditary is actually the next one on my list.
Oh, well, there we
Whoa,
go. Well, we just took it
okay.
out. All right.
Okay.
Steven, what do
Well,
you think?
and yeah. Toni Collette, I agree, was incredible. And I thought
Mhm.
she m- trying to how do I say this? She made that movie for like all the things that are good about the movie, most of the good things, I credit to her
Yeah.
Mhm.
performance. I'll
Mhm.
say it that way. If
Yeah.
she was not in it, or let's say a lesser, just for lack of a better word, a lesser capable actor or
Mhm.
actress was in that role, it may not even have been that memorable at all to me, honestly.
Mhm.
I watched it one time. It's so dark. It's
Yeah.
so it's so
Heavy.
hopeless,
Yeah.
heavy. Oh yeah, and it's like when we turned that thing off, man, I had to like get out of the funk
Yep.
because it was just it. And I said I am never ever ever watching this movie again. But I applaud Toni Collette. That's how I
Yeah.
cashed out on that movie,
That's
and
how I
that's where I'm
felt
at.
too. It
Yeah,
was really, it is a really heavy movie. Like
very.
I watched it at night the first time I saw it, and
Hmm.
but for me anyways, that's part of the reason why I think it's a good movie, even maybe a great
Yeah.
movie, because of the fact of what it made me and so many people I've talked to, the way they made you feel, which is a
Hmm.
credit to the way the story is crafted, the direction, and
Yeah.
especially her performance. So,
True.
um, but MMA, thank you so much for the super chat. We really do appreciate it. It definitely helps us out. So let's play a super chat clip. And sometimes in life, you need a little bit of advice. And this is one of the people that I always love getting advice from, and he knows what's going on. So check it out.
Hey, this is Mr. T talking. It's capital T that rhymes with me. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is. So when you get your feelings hurt by somebody you love, think a minute before you cry and moan about your own feelings. Because the person you love might be the one who's really hurting. Take it from me, Mr. T.
There you go.
There you go.
He's speaking the truth, though. He's speaking the truth.
Yep.
MMA, thank you so much for the super chat, man. We really, really appreciate it. Seriously, it's awesome and really good question. Okay, so Sarah's like, let's go to Steven. I love that. So Sarah, let's real quick. What are your thoughts on Hereditary, being that that's the next one, or that's on your list?
So here's the thing. Everything you guys said is absolutely correct. Like, this is nowhere near a bad movie. It's just, it is on everybody's top 10 list.
Mhm.
Online, it's like, top 10 greatest horrors of all time. It's the movie everybody's talking about still. Like, people are like holding it up there with like the absolute greats of all time. And it's just, for me, like, it doesn't even crack my top 50. So I feel like for me, that is like the definition of overrated. Like, it's not bad at all. It's just,
Mhm.
does it really deserve to be on like the world's top 10 scariest movie list?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's a good point.
It is a good point.
So
Absolutely.
that's my reasoning.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. I think I remember hearing you say that it was a movie that you weren't super big on. So I should have known that might have been on your list.
I just, yeah, like,
Yeah.
I can't say, like, I can't pinpoint, something I really didn't like about it because, like,
Yeah.
nothing like that stands out. It's just, I feel like everyone that I personally know, like, holds it in such high regard, and, like, it just didn't hit like that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally understandable. Totally understandable.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, the Strange Monkey in the chat. What's going on, man? Good to see you. He's saying, I'm at work. Well, I hope you're having a good time at work, man. Seriously. Thanks for dropping by. Saying, let me throw out the Amityville in there. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, man. Wow. There we go. All right, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. And let's see. Neil saying The Lodge is better than Hereditary. Yeah, The Lodge was pretty good, and I've heard a lot of people compare it to Hereditary because they're both kind of heavy movies and so forth. I'd have to see The Lodge again. I've only seen it once. It was good, but I'd have to see it again to absorb it more. But it was good. It was heavy. It was heavy, man. I don't know. I don't know if you'd like it, to be honest with you. Yeah,
Gotcha.
It was heavy.
Okay.
And real quick too, we got Ben coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Ben. We appreciate you, man. Saying if you guys haven't seen Incident in a Ghostland, then do so ASAP. I'm so bummed that I mixed the Battle Day I Love Smile and It Follows. Oh man, well, we're sorry you missed it too. Hopefully you enjoyed the replay. We'll be on next Tuesday for it's gonna be a crazy one next Tuesday. But thank you so much for the super chat. And Incident in a Ghostland, or it's also known as Ghostland, that's a heavy movie, bro. But it's good. It's good. It's another very heavy movie as far as its themes and all of that. So I agree. Yeah, it's a good one. Have you guys seen Incident in a Ghostland? Not many people know about it. Okay.
Nope, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's really, really heavy. And Ben, real quick too, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. So let's do a super chat for you as well. And hopefully this will get the blood pumping like it did for these people. Here we go.
Good. Looks good. Feel the beat. Chicka, 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 chicka. Now take it to the right, the left. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Find it. Feel it. Do it. All right. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Find it. Feel it.
Feel it.
Oh, yeah.
She's not playing around.
Dude. Not at all.
Ben, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. All right. Okay, so this is too funny. All right. So Coriander, let's go to your next pick. What do you have for your next overrated pick?
Okay. So this movie was hyped up to the point of it had people believing it was real, and it's bullshit.
Here we go.
I know it is.
And yeah, and that movie is The Blair Witch Project.
All right.
I'm sorry, but
I was expecting that one, Coriander.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I mean, yeah, I was going into that movie thinking, oh my God, this is going to be like some crazy, crazy stuff I'm going to see. And oh my God, I was so mad. And you didn't see shit except like, I love how Saturday Night Live, does it best. All you see is some chick blowing snot out her nose. And that's about the scariest thing you see. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
The Wild Guys just said, yep, Stevie Wonder saw that coming.
Who said that?
Good one.
Okay, yeah. I know he was saying earlier, he's like, you're not saying Blair Witch Project yet? I know. And by the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps support the channel and the stream.
Yes.
We had a lot of people that jumped in. I haven't said it enough, and so that's kind of on me. But if you guys could please make sure, if you haven't, please hit the like button. And if we could get a count of where we're at with that would be great. Gerald, good to have you in here in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so for me, this next one. Okay, now I want to say this. I want to say this right off. This is not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. I
Mhm.
haven't seen it in a long time, and because of the love that it has, specifically on this panel, I want to watch it. I want to catch up with it because I haven't seen it in a few years, quite a few years actually. But man, when it came out, everybody was talking about it and this and that. And I watched it and I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And even to this day, it has a really a pretty high reputation, at least in the circles I run amongst and obviously on this panel as well. So when we talk, it's funny that Coriander said the Blair Witch Project, because when we talk about found footage, my my pick, and I'm so sorry, my next pick is Cloverfield.
But I can accept that much better than Sarah.
I know. Look at that.
Totally.
I'm
Poor
Oh.
sorry,
Sarah.
Sarah. I'm sorry.
If I wasn't in a dress, I would have slid right off my chair again.
Sarah, I'm sorry. Listen,
Aw.
listen, listen. It's not a bad movie. Not at all.
Mhm.
I haven't seen it in years. Okay. You actually kind of inspired me because when you were talking about it and you were like, yeah, but and I was like, man, I gotta watch that again because it just didn't do that level for me. I was just
That's
like, yeah,
fair.
it's pretty. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Now maybe that's because and you got to remember that was so long. What year did that come out in? Wasn't that like
2009?
05? Okay, 09. Okay.
Yeah, it was 8 or 9.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I mean, my whole way of looking at movies might have been a bit different back then. And maybe I was expecting something a little bit different because you remember the marketing for it. The marketing was like, I mean, man, they
Beautiful.
yeah, yeah. So when I watched it, I was just like, all right, but I mean, so many
Mhm.
people that I know, they love it. So, anyways, that's one on my list. And Sarah, I'm sorry I'm putting on the list, but at the same time, I'm thanking you because I do want to rewatch it and see for you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
sometimes things can turn around. There was a time I hated Season of the Witch, you
Yeah.
know, and that has changed big time. So I'm open to checking it out and seeing what I think. Maybe even doing a watch party for everyone. So that'd be really really cool.
Mhm.
If that's a watch party, you call me up.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we gotta have you on. Yeah. And for you guys in the chat, let us know what you think. And I agree. Now, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now I watched that and
Ooh,
ooh, that is so good. And of
so
course it's
good.
a lot different. It kind of connects a bit, but I was thinking, wow, this is now to be fair, I'm a huge John Goodman fan. That's number one. And you had the mystery in there, and I'm also a fan of Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So it had
Yeah.
already built elements into it as far as me liking it, but I do really love 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Mhm.
Stephen, what do you think about Cloverfield? Because you were saying you can accept that a little bit better than Sarah.
Yeah, like I thought it was okay as a found footage movie,
Mhm.
and I thought the end of the movie was pretty wild when we understand things
Yeah.
better, which was really cool.
Mhm.
The reveal and all, but I uh I was never a big fan of the movie, but I was okay with the movie. It was like, yeah, it was a pretty good little found footage film. And then I saw 10 Cloverfield Lane,
Mhm.
and that's just more personally like along the lines of my taste,
Yeah.
which it's a whole completely different vibe, obviously.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, I really enjoyed 10 Cloverfield. I don't really, again, I don't think Cloverfield was bad.
Mhm.
And I think if you like found footage movies, you should absolutely watch it. And there's definitely some scenes that will get your heart pumping
Yeah.
That's true. But I just never. For me, it didn't elevate higher than that. That's all. But again,
Okay.
it's not a bad movie. So
That's fair. I get found footage is not for everybody.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is very
Absolutely.
true. And outside of the Blair Witch, sorry, Coriander. Outside of the Blair Witch, I've never been a huge found footage fan of any of the movies, but
Yeah.
some of them I do enjoy, like Cloverfield was fine, and I just watched a movie called Afflicted. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard about it.
Oh,
It's on my
dude,
list.
have you seen it, Sarah?
I've heard of it for sure. I don't know
Mhm.
if I've seen it. Can you
Yeah,
jog
yeah,
memory? What's it about?
of course. It's about two friends who have a podcast, and they're going to do across the world. They're going to go to Europe. They're going to
Mhm.
travel.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't seen it yet though.
Okay. Now that's a found footage movie I just saw last week, and I really enjoyed it. It was really good,
Mhm.
and I highly recommend that. So, yeah, it's
All
a
right.
very good movie. Definitely put it on your list if for found footage.
I will.
Sarah, I think you would dig it. Really do.
Noted.
All right.
Yep.
And hey, we got JT in the chat too. Just to say hey to our brother JT from Sinister
Hey.
Artworks.
Hey,
He's
miss you.
he's throwing out the Purge and Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, come on, JT. Get it, dude.
All right.
Bro, Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the
Seriously?
Woods is a
All right,
hot take.
Coriander. What?
What?
You're not a
Like you
fan of
said.
Cabin in the Woods or the Purge?
Oh no, I'm just, he put in his other picks. Woohoo!
Oh, that's too
Oh,
bad.
jeez. That's way too bad.
Yes. We're gonna talk to JT in the morning
That's
about
right.
that Cabin in the Woods, bro. That's
We're going to be
gotta
giving him a
talk.
bunch of crap.
That's right.
Hey, Ginger Ninja said, I thought you were cool, Nightwatch Zone. I know, man. I'm gonna watch Cloverfield again. I really, really will. Seriously.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I'd watch it again too.
The only
And hey,
reason I'm leery about that movie is because you said there are times where, because like I get motion sickness,
yeah.
so I don't know
it's
if
a little
I'd.
weird.
It may be
Yeah.
rough. It's pretty bumpy.
Yeah, then I
And
probably
let-
wouldn't like it.
And let me
Yeah.
just say hey real quick to Cody's in the chat. What's up, Cody? Good to
Hey.
see you, man.
Hey,
Hope
what's
you're
up,
doing
Cody?
well.
Cool, man.
Saying Blair Witch is easily my answer for most overrated. That's a movie hailed and remembered fondly because of its marketing trickery. And that's it. The movie itself,
Yes,
3 thumbs down. You heard it from Cody Leach
Wow.
himself.
it sucked, man.
Thanks so
Wow.
much, man.
I hated that
We
movie.
appreciate you. We
I
appreciate you
still
being
hate
here,
it.
man. Coriander, we know. The whole world knows
And
you
I
hate
would
it.
never watch it. I don't even like if you guys are like, let's do this a watch party.
I know
I'm
you
not
don't like
there.
it. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And I think I'm caught up to the Barb in the chat. You guys are too funny, man. And Life, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Super Tenor coming in with a super chat
Hey.
saying, Steven, watch Troll Hunter.
Oh.
I've never seen Troll Hunter.
Never seen it.
I've never even heard of it, I don't think.
I don't think I have either.
If I have.
Yeah, I think they hunt
then-
trolls. No,
Really?
Do they hunt them? Maybe? I don't
I
know.
think so.
What the heck is going on, man? What the heck? Hey, JT says Cabin in the Woods about a stoner Evil Dead ripoff with the book and a merman. Nope.
Bro,
Oh, JT.
You take that back about the merman.
Seriously, you're adding more fuel to the fire that we're going to have to extinguish tomorrow, buddy.
I got to put it on here, though, just because, he
Oh,
said
yeah.
it. That's
Of
crazy,
course.
man.
Of course.
That's that. Woo. Wow.
I
I don't know
know,
if
right?
let me ask you. So everyone on the panel, are you guys fans of Cabin in the Woods? I don't know if I've ever heard anyone
Yes.
speak poorly of it. Not saying that it can't happen, so I'm not
Sure.
saying that, guys. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying I've usually heard good things about it across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
love
it's like
it.
appropriately rated. Like it's
Mhm.
not the best movie in the whole world, but I think it gets like the right amount of love. Like I really enjoy it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's so fun. And never in a million years did I expect what happens in that movie to happen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. And that was
Okay.
see when a movie can do that, I think that for me that earns points. When you can
Yeah.
like completely shock me with something. Yeah,
Good
dude.
point.
Yeah. And then I love those two guys.
Yeah, they're the
Guys
best
in the
part,
suits.
bro.
Yeah,
They are awesome, man. Like when
they're
they're sitting there
so great.
dancing and stuff.
Yes, the dancing and the wagering, and it's just yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And Neil saying Troll Hunter is from the same director as the autopsy of Jane Doe and the Last Voyage of the
Oh,
Demeter.
wow.
Really? Now I
Okay.
loved both of those films. Wow.
Man.
Okay.
Well,
We got
let's
a
check it
lot
out.
of we got a lot of fans of the Merman here as well. Barb said the Merman's the best part. It was funny how they did that.
It was.
And JT says The Purge. A guy builds safety measurements to keep you safe at home. It doesn't work.
Oh goodness.
JT.
JT.
That's funny, man. All right, so we got his on here. Okay, so we've got one more round, right? So
Mhm.
let's go through this, Steven. What's your last pick that we're gonna put on this list, man?
All right. Again, I'm gonna put my helmet on here.
Yeah.
Get ready. So all right, guys, my pick, my last movie for overrated. I'm sorry for those that love it. I have respect for you, but it is 1987's Hellraiser.
I knew, as soon as you said 87, I knew you were gonna say it.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what part of the reason maybe this is because I came in really late to the game on the Hellraiser series, and there was Pinhead who looks amazing, by the way. And there was so much. I've heard so many people talk about Hellraiser and how scary it is and it terrifies them and all this. And believe me, it's gross stuff in that movie. I mean, no doubt about it. But I'm telling you right now, when I actually watched the movie, I'm like, okay, this is yeah, it's got some gross practical effects, well done. And Pinhead's cool, but I think it's just way overrated for what it is. I don't think it's that great of a film. I just don't. I just, I gave it a shot. I went in with an open mind, not really knowing what to expect, and I'm like, okay. Again, not a terrible movie or anything like that. Great effects, but I just think it's overhyped. For me, it was way overrated for what I was expecting.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah or Coriander, any thoughts on Hellraiser as far as if it's overrated, or do you feel neutral on it, or what are you guys' thoughts?
I'm on board with Steven. I feel the same way. It's never been my jam, but it has such a cult following that I've tried to get on board, but it's just not for me. So I echo his opinions. I have no notes.
Okay. All right. Coriander, how about you?
I mean, I don't mind Hellraiser. But yeah, so there you go.
Okay. I think with Hellraiser, to me, I think that I think it's a good movie. It's an odd movie. Like it's the type of movie that is not going to appeal to the broad masses. And I think part of that too is, Clive, his work is, to me anyways, and this is not a knock, I'm just how I look at it. I think his work is a lot less accessible versus someone like a Stephen King, let's say, and he really gets into like the odd perverse, horrific side of things in his stories, which translates into his movies, in my opinion. So I don't think that it's going to have broad appeal. That being said, I appreciated the freshness of it, because it was something, at least for me at that time, and I was a kid, I had never seen anything like that. And And also, and I do think that makes a difference too, is like, when did you see it? Did you see it as a kid? Did you see it as an adult? What type of horror fan were you at the time? You know, what was your mindset at the time? So when I saw it as a kid and saw it alone in the basement of my parents' house in the dark, it freaked me out, you know?
Well, yeah.
So
I could see that.
yeah, you know, so anyways, but I can understand why it wouldn't be someone's cup of tea. I definitely can understand. And the franchise itself, you know, it to me is such a frustrating franchise, because I do think that they really just sunk the ship after the first few films. But yeah, anyways, it's definitely got its following, like you said, Sarah. So interesting stuff. But as soon as you said 1987, Steven, I
felt it?
knew you were gonna say Hellraiser. I was like, yep, there it is. Yeah. Yep.
You know me well, my friend.
Yep. Mellow Mutant said, Corey Anderson, it's there. It's a movie.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. All right. Sarah, what's your final pick?
Okay. So, like I said backstage, I had something that I had as my final pick, but then I had an auxiliary pick because I'm very scared for the response on one of them.
Oh, wow.
My horror card will be revoked.
What?
People are not even going to entertain my explanation.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be, as Steven said one day, my new favorite phrase, cats and dogs living together. It's just,
well, now you have to tell us, Sarah.
Well.
Right?
You have to. Yeah, so now you have to tell us now.
But then my other option, I think, is a more polarizing movie, so I might have, the backing of the people. So this is where I'm
the people.
This is where I'm a little confused. But
oh my god.
We always say here, we're all friends, vote your conscience, vote your heart. So I'm gonna go with my original gut feeling.
Yes.
And let me give the disclaimer. This is a great movie. I want everyone to know I am not saying it is bad.
But can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is this gonna hurt my feelings?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, I'm just playing. I'm making it more than what it is. It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
Well, I wonder if it's what I was gonna say. It would be so funny if it's the same movie.
Well, because I think I know what she might say, and I'm so curious because the way she's building this up. This is so much fun, by the way, because she's building this thing up, man. It's great.
It's gonna be Halloween Resurrection. You wait and see.
It's gonna be Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble. There you go.
No.
Yes. All of a sudden we hear beep beep beep, and JT comes on. He's like at work, like, what? What did you say?
No. The thing is, I'm fully aware of why it's considered so incredible, one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, wow.
And I understand its place in horror history and why that happened.
It's old school.
But when we talked about it earlier, we were talking about our favorites having some kind of rewatchability.
Yep.
And when I rewatched this as a grown adult, I was like, we really made a big fuss over all of this.
Mm-hmm.
It is The Exorcist.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know. I thought it was you were going somewhere else, but okay.
Me too.
I understand its place in history.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very boring.
And that's all right,
I am so sorry.
No.
Hey, Val.
Hey, that's okay. Hey, Val.
Hey,
Val's
Val.
in the chat. Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And Coriander, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on The Exorcist? Do you think that it's overrated, or where do you land on the spectrum?
Oh God, The Exorcist is like the first horror movie that my aunts showed me when I was probably like 6, 7.
My. Okay.
Yeah. So it I was scared of that movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't mind that movie. It is a slow burn.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
definitely.
visuals that you see and just
Mhm.
knowing and hearing about some cases of possession, I mean, yeah, it's a creepy ass movie, you know, and
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I've always enjoyed. But that's just me. So, but I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And Stephen, obviously, well, you could explain it here if you'd like to, because there might be some folks here in the live chat that may not know your
Yeah,
thoughts on it as
sure.
well.
Yeah. I mean, this is a movie that I've seen every famous scene you could think of. I've like seen those scenes,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never seen the movie
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really watch any religious based horror in general. So for that reason, I've never actually watched the movie. But
Mm-hmm.
but I know I'm familiar with all the vomiting, the head spinning, the relieving themselves herself, and all the stuff that I've seen those is like in little spots.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't speak to the actual movie itself from start to finish,
Mm-hmm.
but I share Sarah's view, and I'll always say this: like I respect what it accomplished in horror because it made its mark, and its mark is still there.
Yeah.
And I know for people that I knew that watched it when it came out in in the 70s, they
Mm-hmm.
were legitimately like terrified of the movie. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
have to give
True.
respect for that, and
Mm-hmm.
it just is something I'll never personally watch. I don't
Mm-hmm.
ever plan to watch that.
Yeah. It definitely
That's yeah.
had huge impact anytime I've
Yeah.
seen documentaries on it and interviews with people that literally were in those theaters back then.
Yeah.
And it was a cult. I mean, we're talking about overrated movies, and Sarah's mentioned it a few times, which I'm so glad she has. This isn't about movies that we think are bad. It's just, in our
Right.
opinions, movies that we think might be a little overrated, or maybe a lot overrated by that fact. But
Mhm.
um movies like The Exorcist or Psycho or TCM, obviously Halloween or Scream. These movies, they just they elevate it beyond just the regular horror fans. I mean, they became like cultural. They had a lot of cultural impact, which
Mhm.
is always interesting to see how that is, especially throughout the decades. I mean, those films I just named, it's kind of been different
Yeah.
vibes with all of them because they're from different time periods. The 60s, the early 70s, late 70s, the 90s.
Mhm.
So, anyways, this is a fun conversation. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
well,
man.
that's the thing too. Like when we're talking about something being overrated, like
Mhm.
again, I understand its place in horror history. I
Yeah,
get the why, but to me, like it is still marketed as the scariest movie ever made, and
Yeah.
no, it's not. So
Yep.
there is my reasoning for
Mhm.
overrated.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I hear you. And
Mhm.
Val, thank you so much putting the link in for tomorrow morning's Friday matinee on Steven's channel at Craven
All
Something
right.
Scary. We're going to be checking out Lights Out. That should be a lot of fun. And there's the link in the live chat. If you guys could click the link, give it a like,
Yes.
and hopefully join us. We'd love to see you guys in the chat tomorrow. Yeah,
Absolutely. And this is, I might add, Night, this is your pick. This
it
is your movie
is.
choice that we're
It
watching tomorrow.
is.
So
Hopefully it's not overrated. No, I'm
What
just
is it?
I'm
No,
joking.
what's the movie?
Lights
Lights
Out.
Out. You
Lights
haven't
out.
seen it.
Oh
First time
no.
watch.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Yep. Have you seen it, Coriander?
What did you say? Lights Out?
Yeah.
Lights
Have you
out.
seen it? I thought you said you haven't.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right.
Ginger's seen it.
She's like getting me all worried. Like, oh,
I
what?
know.
What? Oh, I
I
haven't seen
know.
it. Like, what's going on?
Hey, I'd never heard of it, man. But you know what? Sometimes that's the fun of it, right? And
That's right.
Ginger
That's right.
Ninja says it's a fun movie, so that's
It
good to
is. It's
see.
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, Sarah,
Yeah.
you've seen it. Oh,
I saw
Oh,
it for the
okay.
first time less than a month ago.
oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I was
Really?
surprised by it. It
Okay,
was fun.
okay then.
What made you watch it? Did it just pop up
Actually,
somewhere?
there's a person that I watch on YouTube who like reviews movies like in
Mm-hmm.
live time,
Mm-hmm.
and she's great. She has like a little
Mm-hmm.
comedy. Her name's Alonda Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she
Okay.
was watching it, so I watched her video, and I was just like, I need to go watch this now.
Okay.
Wow. Cool.
Okay. Very, very cool.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. And Val, thank you so much for putting that up there. Definitely, if you could hit the like for upcoming streams. I know that is very appreciated for Steven as well on his channel, and we definitely appreciate it here. That is always something that can help us out quite a bit. And I also saw something in the chat that was caught my eye too. T Parker, what's up in the chat? Good to see you, man. Saying I take The Exorcist over Skinamarink every time. Well, yeah.
Oh man.
Skinamarink, man. Gotta love it. Okay. Barb saying Exorcist 3, that one I can rewatch for sure. That ceiling scene and the huge scissors. Yeah. Exorcist 3 is so good. It's totally different than the first movie. And I think that first of all is the strength of it, because
that should have been like the second one and not the third.
It should have been the second one. George C. Scott was amazing in that film, and I mean he really was, no doubt about that. And Gerald saying The Entity is the most frightening film of all time, and it's not close. The Entity was pretty creepy. I haven't seen it.
I liked that movie. Yeah. Yep. That's crazy.
Gotta rewatch that. I saw that as a kid, man. And
wow.
freaked me out. Yep.
Well, yeah, damn, especially as a kid.
Yes.
I've never seen it either.
Wow. Well, if you're not into like, well, you know.
Careful now.
I know.
Don't spoil it.
Gotcha.
It's like it's like a nice spit on your grave type of deal, but with a ghost.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Well, let's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, Coriander. All right. Let's move on, man. Next up, Coriander, what's your last pick that you're going to put on here?
Okay. So this one was like one of Knight's favorite movies. And let me tell you, man, it's bull. No.
I know what you're gonna say. I just said it was a good one for the list. I didn't say it's one of my favorites.
But I think this movie is very overrated. I mean, yeah, The Sixth Sense. It's, I'm just not into watching dialogue with a kid and an adult the whole movie. If it was cutesy family shit, that might be different, but when it's like a therapist type of thing, and it just in the ending it's like, well, that's it. I thought it was going to be something, so the ending was for me overrated and boo. So there you go.
All right. And we're at 43 likes, man. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you keeping track of that. If you guys haven't hit the like, please do. And look, Val says, who put I Know What You Did Last Summer on the list?
Oh, sorry, Val. It was me.
Oh, I immediately threw you under the bus. I was like, it was Steven.
Oh, you sure did. Look at you. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's okay.
I knew.
I was like, not me.
Yeah, you're exactly. Let me get my name.
Listen, I need the general on my side.
That's right.
That was
we
Steven.
all do.
Yes.
We all do.
Oh, forgive me, Val. Sorry.
I know, right? Yeah. Okay, so my last one, this is probably one that I don't think it's necessarily going to make people say, "Oh my God, really?" Because this is an old movie. I mean, unless you're Coriander, I know you like older movies too, but for me, it's an old school movie that I just never really got into. I did see it when I was young, so that might have, given me a weird insight to it. It's kind of a cult classic in its own right, but I never really got on board with it. Now, at the same time, I'm big enough of a horror fan to say, maybe I'd like to recheck it out, years removed, and see if I feel any different about it. But I've just never been big into it, and I've heard a lot of different people talk about it in really high regard. And it's kind of like, and it's not that it's a bad movie. It's not a bad movie, but I never loved it. And my last pick is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Ah.
I'm on board. No notes.
Yeah.
Sarah. Sarah's getting wicked tonight. I love it.
I saw it for the first time, I'm not joking, 3 days ago. And I
Get
went,
out of here.
I went, this was it?
Ah.
Seriously?
Mhm.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Never
Look
seen it.
Look at Val. Val's like, night.
I mean, you've never watched that back in the day when it was on HBO?
Seriously, I've never seen it.
Wow.
Wow.
The only reason I saw it was because I was looking through Tubi and there's a section that's like things that are leaving soon or whatever. And I saw it there and I was like, well, I guess I better watch it. And then I was like, I can't believe I watched that.
Wow. That is too funny, man. Sarah's like catching stuff recently that we're talking about. And Brandon's like, night, why? I'm just saying, bro. I never and again, I saw it when I was really young, okay? And again, maybe now I'll appreciate it more. I'm not saying I hated it. I didn't hate it. It's not a horrible movie, but it was never to the level. Like I know some people, I have some friends in life. Even one of my cousins, I believe, is really big on it. Plus, I know some other YouTubers that are really big into Killer Clowns.
Yep.
And I'm just like, hey, it was all right, but I've never really been big into it. Look at Super 10. Oh my Lord. This is funny. I didn't expect this type of reaction. That's so funny. But that's kind of cool that you guys are big on the old school stuff. Because I do love the old school stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Paula says, I agree, Knight. The title says it all. That was good, Paula. That was good. Yeah, and I heard that there's a video game coming out. Yep. Neil saying, I feel you, Knight. There you go.
Okay.
Mellow Mutant saying it's perfect, cheesy 80s B horror. Yep.
Can I just say, I love that when I said The Exorcist was overrated, people were just like, yeah, no, you're right, totally. And when you said Killer Clowns, people were like, how dare you?
I know.
But you know what though? That's cool though, because I like that because it shows that the horror community, there's a big spectrum of what they watch and what they love too. Like The Exorcist does have a lot of fame and notoriety, but there's a lot of people that love Killer Clowns, and that's why I knew I had to have it on my list, and it was going to be my third pick. Not so much because I thought you guys would disagree, but because I know that there's a lot of people that love it. It has a really strong cult following. I mean, it's gonna have a video game, so that tells you something too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coriander, before I get to you, JT was saying Killer Clowns is better than a sleeping pill.
Oh wow. Oh, dang.
That's too funny. Oh man. Troy saying boo YouTube. I made a super chat. They took the money but didn't place the comment in the chat. Really? Oh my goodness. So I'm sorry about that, Troy. Let me see. I don't think I see anything here. So you actually made the transaction and everything and it just didn't show up? I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Me either. Check your email if you have a receipt, because YouTube will send a receipt out.
Yes,
to
it
your
does.
email.
Yeah.
So if you check your email and there's no receipt, it may not have actually gone through.
That's right. Yeah, and let us know, Troy, because I want to. And if you do have a comment, let us know what the comment is, and I'll make sure to get to it. So don't do another super chat, okay? But thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. And Lathan says, Night, really? Wow, it's a blast, man. As a kid, loved it, still do to this day. It's an LSD trip. Well, like I said, I'm up for watching it again. I really, really am, because I know there's so many people that love it. Ginger Ninja, I know you love it too, man. Clowns is so much stupid fun. I can't wait for the game. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are too funny. Life saying the original Ringu movies to this day are hella spooky, in my opinion. Okay. All right. Very, very cool. Coriander, what did I already ask you what your thoughts were for Killer Clowns? Because I know you've seen it. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, I remember watching that movie as a kid, and I don't mind that movie. Maybe
Mhm.
just because I saw it as a kid, and I mean, yeah, who doesn't like these weird, freaky looking killer clowns that shoot you with, cotton candy and,
Right.
it eats you. So,
Mhm.
it's I I didn't mind that cheesy
Okay.
movie. So,
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it in years. But I
Mhm.
didn't hate it. I just never it was never a movie like I mean, you guys know me, especially you guys here. Movies that I loved as a kid, if I loved it, I watched it a lot. Like
Mhm.
those are movies that I could probably pretty much tell you scene for scene what's going on. And Killer Clowns was never in that grouping. You know what I'm saying? I never rewatched it like that. I
I
maybe
mean, like
saw
I
it
said,
twice, maybe.
HBO played that all the time.
Yeah, it
It
did.
had a certain
And I
amount of movies that it would, especially when we were kids. I mean,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it would
and I
replay movies like a lot.
and as soon as
Yeah.
as soon as I would see it on HBO, I'd put in a VHS tape and watch something else because I just didn't watch Killer Clowns. Daniel's in the chat too. What's up, Daniel? Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. You're saying, "My God, if any of you loved Ernest Gets Scared, then you better appreciate Killer Clowns from Outer Space." I like
I
that.
enjoyed Ernest movies. Ernest Goes to Camp is like one of my favorite ones.
There you
Yes.
go.
And
There
Ernest
you
Scared
go.
Stupid was great. I thought it was a great,
Mhm.
fun little movie, and he's
Mhm.
hunting trolls, man. He's trying to troll
There you go.
on
Well, there
Um,
you
Halloween.
go. That he was, hunting trolls before trolls.
That's right,
there
man.
you
He
go. There
was.
you go.
And
He
his
was ahead of
big
the
garbage
game.
truck with his dog and on a mission, setting traps.
Jeez. You guys are killing me. Uh, Val saying, "Man, I came in late to the stream to this craziness of a list, laughing out loud." And Super Tender saying, "Val, it's been a while. It's been wild. Yeah, this has been a
Yeah,
fun
buddy.
one. Definitely. If you guys haven't been here the whole time, it's been a
Mhm.
really fun one. Let me pull up our list here, and just to let you guys know what we have, especially for those of you who might be listening, maybe from work or what have you. So this is our list for overrated horror, including our good friend JT from Sinister Artworks that isn't here with us on the panel. He's at work, but he's been in the live chat. So these are our picks for overrated horror. I Know What You Did Last Summer. We started off with a bang there, man. Talk to Me, The Grudge, Skinamarink, Terrifier, Lake Mungo, Hereditary, The Blair Witch Project, Cloverfield, Cabin in the Woods, The Purge, Hellraiser, The Exorcist, The Sixth Sense, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Wow, man, what a list.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Covered a lot of
Now,
decades.
yes, it really
Mhm.
did. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this pretty much covered almost all
Yeah.
the decades from the 70s on out.
Yeah.
Yes, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. Talk to me.
Yep,
That's cool, man. I didn't even think of that.
sure did.
That is really cool. Nice. All right. So,
Wow.
So are we gonna do the cross
well,
out
I was just
when
about to
JT's here, or are we gonna wait
yeah, I was
or
just about
do
to
it?
explain it. She's jumping ahead. She's like, tell us what we're about to do. I was about to tell. Let's do this, guys, because we're gonna get ready to wrap up because I know it's getting late, and Sarah, you're an hour ahead of us, so I know it's getting really late for you. For you guys in the chat, out of this list, okay, if you could only, and we're gonna do this as well, guys, just real quick, we don't have to get deep into it, but if you could only keep one movie on this overrated list, only one movie out of all of these, what
Mhm.
would it be? You guys in the
Blair
live
Witch.
chat, let us,
Blair Witch.
you guys in the chat, let us know what movie,
Oh,
the
I got
only
mine.
movie, has to stay on this list out of all the ones we've listed.
Mhm.
Steven, how
Yep.
about you? What has to stay on this list?
For me, it's a clear-cut winner. It's Cabin in the Woods. I think that movie's outstanding.
What?
Well, hold on, wait. Stop.
I think you flipped it.
I
Yes.
flipped it. I flipped it. I'm sorry. I thought you meant after what's one movie that is
has to leave.
to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's okay though. But at least we know the other side of it too, because that's actually a good point of view too. So Cabin in the Woods, as far as you're concerned, out of all of these, is the one that shouldn't have been on this overrated list. Okay, that's good to know though. I like that. Okay, so now what's the one movie that has to remain on this list? Is the most overrated, in other words. That's probably the easier way to explain it. The most overrated of the overrated movies.
Okay. Well, I mean, I haven't seen the movies, and I hate to vote like that because I've heard enough from everybody. I have to say Skinamarink from what I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, it's crazy that Skinamarink is on this list because, like, in my friend group and online circles, like, we hate it. Like, it doesn't even make it to overrated because I've never heard of anybody except our one friend that will remain unnamed liking it.
I wish he was here. He'd be like, "You guys are talking about me."
Yeah, so if Skinamarink wasn't on the list, I would say Terrifier, but I guess I will have to. Oh, it's hard. So I'll say Skinamarink, but with an asterisk of if it wasn't there, it would be Terrifier.
Okay. All right. Coriander, don't give us your number one pick. Give us your second pick because we all know the movie that you want to pick. Tell us your secondary pick other than the Blair Witch Project, just for fun.
Well, can I really say Skinamarink because I haven't finished it and I know I'm never going to watch it. So I think I'm going to have to say The Grudge, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. For me, yeah, I mean, I definitely would lean into Skinamarink because, like I said, I've heard a couple people talk the praises of it, and I couldn't even finish it. So to me, it's like, but it does have. And Sarah, I know what you mean. I've had a lot of people say the same thing we're saying is that it wasn't great, and we don't know what the fuss is all about. But it seems to me as far as like critics and stuff like that, they really give it high praise. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I couldn't even, like, if I could at least heard some words, some English, something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have that. It was just, man, it was
You've been
just
like
so
a
bad.
cute kitten to stare at the whole time. And then maybe like a brick fall on it, something that's like, oh my God, you didn't expect that.
Yeah. But if I wasn't to pick Skinamarink, obviously Killer Clowns was my pick. But if I wasn't to pick that either, out of the ones left, and some of them I haven't seen, a couple of these, well, no, Lake Mungo I haven't seen, but out of the ones left, I gotta probably agree with you, Coriander. I'd probably lean into The Grudge, probably.
Really?
Well,
when
I don't
you
know.
and your brother talked about it, I was
Cloverfield,
like,
man.
wow. I was like, I can't wait to watch this. And then I was like, damn.
Maybe Cloverfield. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
That made me question you just for like a second. No.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I tell you.
Oh, I'm just joking.
Hey, look at this. Neil says the most overrated horror film of all time is The Wizard of Oz. F those flying monkeys.
Those flying monkeys terrified me as a kid.
Hey,
terrified me. So
well, that was your pick when we did the scariest movie moments in horror. That was your pick as the flying, and I thought that was a really great choice. Yeah.
I mean, I would literally like hide my head under a pillow and like, yeah, I was terrified.
Yeah. And Val, thank you so much. She's got the link there. If you would like to become a channel member, all you have to do is hit the join button or click the link right there and join us. We do exclusive watch parties and hangouts, streams, and exclusive content. Helps to support the channel. But thank you so much, Val. We appreciate you putting that there and reminding folks. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat out here. Troy's saying, got the receipt. Thanks for the info. And panel won't like my comment, but here it goes. Pick your favorite Scream sequel. It belongs on the list. I find them all to be unnecessary and okay at best. I'm preparing for Craven's Wrath, by the way. Well, there you go. I could put Scream 5 on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was not a
I did
fan of
not
Scream
like
5.
that movie.
Scream.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
it's not that it was,
Didn't
but
go
it
up on
wasn't a
that list.
bad movie.
And
Not
no,
that
it
it's
was a bad movie.
No.
They killed Dewey.
other
Yeah.
than
And,
that.
you
We've
know,
seen bad movies.
the way that Nev reacted to him being dead, it was like she just like brushed it off and it was like, yeah, okay, he's dead. And
Yeah.
I mean,
there
it was just such a big disappointment.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's actually very easy for me, Troy. I agree with the panel. Scream
Mhm.
5 to me is the most overrated of the Scream sequels.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed, man. So you did get your receipt, so that's good, man. I hope everything's okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Yeah. Booyah is in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. And by the way, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support the stream and get it out to other folks that might enjoy this conversation, which has been a lot of fun, guys. This has been a blast. We're about to wrap
Yep.
it up, but this has been a blast.
Yeah.
Sure has.
Let's see. And JT says Terrifier wins. That's the one that has to stay on the list, the most overrated. He's all right, man.
I'm not mad at that either.
Mhm.
Yes. Rachel's going with Skinamarink. All right. T. Parker's going with Hereditary. Travis says Cloverfield. All right.
I'm sorry, but the fact that nobody is saying Blair Witch, I mean, come on, that
Well,
was
Neil
such
did.
a
Neil did.
huge disappointed. Okay,
Oh, there you
good.
go. There you go.
I'd
Neil
watch
did.
Blair Witch
Because
over Skinamarink or
I
Terrifier any
would
day.
too. Yeah, let me ask you that, Coriander. Would you which is better, Blair Witch or Skinamarink?
I don't know because I'm never gonna watch Skinamarink,
Oh, come
so
on. She's trying to
I
get
can't
out.
answer that question. So I don't know, man.
Oh,
But isn't the fact that you couldn't finish it the answer?
it makes it worse. Yeah.
No, like Sarah, if I didn't pay for my movie ticket, I wouldn't have finished that movie. So hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But could you have gotten more than 15 minutes into it? You probably don't remember it, but
Well, of course I remember Blair Witch. It's like
okay.
if I could bitch on this movie, I would. And anybody ever wanted to invite me on to bitch about it, I would be there.
Okay. Hey, by the way, Scott's in the chat too. What's up, Scott? Good to
Hey,
see you,
Scott.
man. Hope you're doing well. Eric's in the chat too, man. He's a fan of Skinamarink.
Eric.
Saying he said it took me months to finish an hour and 40 minutes of nothing. There you go. Scott saying, why do you have Michael shown on the front? I don't understand it. Well, we were going to also talk about how, and we didn't get a chance to do that because we had to change things up because our good friend JT wasn't here on the panel. But you know, with some folks, and we had some folks in the chat talk about some of the Scream films, but with Halloween as well. And we did have some people in the chat talk about Halloween being overrated. But I also wanted to bring up with the trilogy, there are a lot of folks that think that 2018 is overrated and doesn't belong high up on the list, which there are a lot of people, true, that they're fans, but there are a lot of people that do have 2018 pretty high up on their list of the Halloween films, myself included. So that's why we did that,
Same.
Scott.
Me too.
Yeah. I think it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed 2018. Yeah. Oh, and Troy's coming in with a super chat. Troy, I don't know if this is the one that you had already put in. You can let me know. Saying, gotta be Blair Witch. If you were my age back then, that was a phenomenon and it was awful, terrible. There you go.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
All right. Thank
You're
you
the
so much,
man.
man. I hope that that was the one that you had put in for. You can let us know. But thank you so much for the support, man. We really appreciate it. We got TJ in the chat saying hello. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. We're about to wrap up, but this has been a really fun conversation. We hope you check out the replay. This has been a blast.
Are you gonna play a clip?
Yes, I will in a second. I'm just catching up to the chat.
All
Great
right.
is so funny, man. You know, it's like,
Well, his deserves the clip. I'm just saying that deserved a clip.
yes, I will. Let's see. And we will do I wanted to see if Troy was saying that was his original one. That's what I was waiting for. But Troy, we will do a clip for you, man. Here's one of our favorites. So thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate you. And here we go.
Got him!
There it is.
Got him!
Oh man!
Whoa!
That's right.
Wow!
Whoa!
He said, "Wow, Steve.
Wow!
Wow!
I'm telling you.
Oh man,
dude.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys so much for all the great conversation and the support and the laughs. This has been a lot of fun. This was a really, I wish JT could have been here, but I'm so glad that he was able to give us his picks, and he was in the live chat with us for a little bit here too. And hopefully his shift at work is going really well. But again, guys, check us out tomorrow morning on Steven's channel at Craven Simple Scary for our Friday matinee. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we hope you guys will join us again next week. We're going to have a fun time next week. And we'll catch you guys later. Take it easy. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out, guys.
Good night.
Bye.